Welcome back to the C Champagne Radio Show. Welcome back, I Love Music Army. Vince Neil and Motley Crue fans and everybody that wants to know what's going on with this Vince Neil tour and his health and what happened in New York recently. And I'm going to tell you with all due respect, I've never seen fans barbecue anybody the way they are roasting and toasting Vince Neil. And it's not even the holiday season yet. And oh my God. So if you've been to a Vince Neil show or a Motley Crue show in the last year or so, I would love to read in the comment section because I read every single comment. I love interacting with the I Love Music Army. And speaking of that, I invite you to join us, our internet musical family of friends that I do call the I Love Music Army. If you love music, sports, entertainment, we haven't done much sports lately, but the NFL season's coming along. We're going to be doing that as well. But if you've been to one of those shows, I would love to hear your review of the show, where you were sitting, because sometimes that does affect the sound, depending on where you're sitting in the arena. But what has happened in New York with Vince Neil has definitely caught my attention because I've never seen anybody barbecued by fans or critics as much as they're barbecuing Vince Neil. I want to read you some of the things that were said about his last show in New York. One comment was somewhere between bad and terrible. There are no excuses. Vince was never a great singer. Now he just sounds plain bad. Somebody else said, please just quit. We all loved the Crue back in the day. I'll skip the stadium tour and preserve my memories. Somebody else said, sounds like he's at least trying. He looks to have slimmed down a little bit. Very curious about the stadium tour. There's other comments that say he can't sing and he can't even remember the lyrics with the help of lyric videos on stage. He still doesn't know the lyrics. We pay huge money for a shit show. Other people are claiming that cats meowing out of tune would sound better than him. This is just my opinion, and I would love to hear your thoughts on my opinion as well. I don't think Vince Neil is passionate about music as other singers are. I think he just wanted to be a rock and roll star for the sex and drugs and all that way back in the day. He got successful. They hit, a landmine. They did this. I don't think he's very passionate about music. I just don't see it. Like I see with other singers like Sebastian Bach from the same time frame. Who's much more passionate than Vince Neil. I think he's out there just to collect the check, to try to live some kind of good lifestyle. Because a lot of these guys that actually are what some people call has-been acts, this is all that they know. I mean, they're just sitting at home doing nothing. They can't sell records anymore. Nobody's going to play it, even if they do make a new record. So just go out on tour, play the songs, and, have some fun and make some money as long as people are willing to pay for the tickets, But I think Vince is going to get to the point to where nobody's going to want to come see this guy because it's between Vince and David Lee Roth on who's doing it worse right now. And I'm saying Vince is far worse than David Lee Roth. I've seen some videos of David Lee Roth, and when he can't hit the notes or he's not as good as he used to be, at least his show is entertaining. Vince just kind of walks from one side of the stage to the other, tries to remember the song, points at everybody, gives them the rock and roll sign and all this, that, and the other, and then walks off the stage and collects a big check after an hour show or shortly after an hour show, and his voice is not really that good. I don't know, but what do you think? I Love Music Army, chime in on this. Let me hear what you have to say. We invite you to join us. Subscribe, hit the like button, ring that bell. You'll never miss a video. And when we have this young lady come into the show here in just a few short weeks, it's going to be exciting and fun. A great addition to our family as we are becoming one of the highest growing musical shows on YouTube. We look forward to interacting with you.